Good morning, everybody. How's it going? How's everybody doing this morning? Well, what's happening this morning? Another beautiful day. Today is really beautiful. For 2 days it's been overcast after the big storm that came through. The storm lasted like 2 nights. Really bad rain. But it's not the rain that bothers it, it's the wind. Yesterday was windy all day. Today is a little bit breezy, which is fine. It's really nice. So a little breeze is nice. High winds are a little bit disturbing because I think, I plant these plants, I take care, and the wind comes and snaps them. But nothing got broken, so that's nice. And one of the things I wanted to tell you about working with wood. I kind of experienced this myself, that sometimes, like I was building something years ago, something big out of wood. It's actually a deck, and I was building it, and you know, Murphy's Law says if it's going to go wrong, it will go wrong. But you know, this time I was building this deck, and everything was going right. Everything was going right, and then, you know, it was so big, I would do some work over here and I think, okay, now this has got to match up, you know, 15-20 feet away. So there's a breeze. Beautiful, huh? Love this. This is my church. I come to church every morning in here. So yeah, so you got the wood's got to match up at the other end, and you go over there and it fits absolutely perfect. And many times that happened, and you know, ego would say, oh, look at me, look at me. But sometimes it was so blatantly obvious that it was not me, that it was actually a little bit shocking. Like, how did that happen? It was like perfect. And it happened many times at different projects I built. And I think, I wonder where all this comes from. How does this happen like this? Some would say, oh, you know, some people who don't believe anything would say, oh, it's nothing, it's this nothing. Others with spiritual will smile and say, of course. You know, and everybody is entitled to their opinion and feelings, emotions, whatever. Nobody's wrong, nobody's right. But for me, in my journey, I understand that, you know, how can I put this? I don't feel that it's something I have to have, but it's something I enjoy being here. And that is like a spirits or guides or something I don't understand. I don't even know how to explain it. But I know in Thai culture, which Thai culture, you know, a lot stems from Buddhism, and Buddhism comes from Hinduism, you know, because Buddha was Hindu, right? And in Hinduism, there's a God for everything. You know, if you speak to Hindus about this and ask them to explain all about their different gods, you know, even people my age I've spoke to about it, they say, I don't know all the different gods, there's too many to remember. So God, spirit, guide, whatever, for everything. So carpenters, woodworkers, English term chippies, anybody who works with wood in Hinduism will know this. I don't know the name of the god, maybe somebody can tell me. A Hindu god for working with wood, or maybe the American Indians have it, something, and so on and so on and so on. People who are creative. So, in general, I'm just saying in Thai culture, they believe similar things, and that is that you know, I've been told this by some people. I'm not Thai, as you can see, but I've been told this by different people, and this is what they understand about this topic, and that is that people who work with wood, they want to believe something that's guiding them, that they can create something good, that when it's finished it will be nice, and that's like a spirit or God. And even people, they say about people who work with wood are like creative, and they can touch that other side to get influence to create something beautiful. So what is my thoughts about all this? Cool, love it all. You know, I know when all this stuff used to happen for me, I used to say, I wonder if I had a relative or something in a past life that did this. And so I asked my mother about this, and because I didn't know, and I finds out that my great-grandfather was the village carpenter in England. And you know, he was a wheelwright. He made wheels for the cart, he made coffins, he made everything out of wood. So I was like, what, really? And then I find out his workshop is still there. So I said, really? I didn't know this. So I went there and I met you know, an uncle that I didn't know I had, and he let me go in the workshop and look around, and he actually gave me a wooden plane from my great-grandfather, who was, you know, and so I took a load of pictures and met him and his wife, had a cup of tea with him and some biscuits and stuff, and Graham, his name is, really nice guy, enjoyed that. And then later I met his daughter here in Thailand. She came traveling through, and met her, Lorna, which was fun. We took her to one of the an old king's palace not far from here. So that was a cool experience. So, you know, learning that I had a connection with a great-grandfather who was the village carpenter and wheelwright, and now I'm thinking, now I know why I like to sit and play with wood. I want to show you a little picture of something I made that I really enjoyed making. I made this for a little girl. So this clip is done with before I had this camera, done on a mode, so cell phone, but excuse the mess, but I just want to put a little tiny clip in so you can see. Good morning. I was asked to make a treehouse for some little teddy bears. So I thought about it for a while and came up with this idea. I finished it yesterday and it's leaving today. So I thought make this little video and post it so everybody can see. You can see a little swing, the door to paradise. And we'll go upstairs a little bit, some birds. And here's the house that these little bears will live in. And then here's the tree house. You can see the side of the house. And the other side. So I think it came out very nice. I'm very pleased with it. So that is my little project complete. And it will go to a little person's house this afternoon. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. So what did you think of that? Cool, eh? I really enjoyed making that. That was one of those things that I had the idea floating around in my head for a long time, and then a friend of a friend said that she knew a little girl who wanted something like that. So I said, I'm making it. So I made it for her and give it to her. I didn't need to keep it. It was the art of making it. So I was able to have fun and make it. You know, I had this picture in my head for a long time, and when I found out a little girl wanted it, I went and made it. Fun, huh? So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, I didn't get a chance to show you yesterday because my video was too long and I don't want it to get like into a documentary or something. So here's the camera right here that I bought the other day, and this cheap little tiny what's that stuck to it? Piece of fruit from the tree. This tiny little tripod. So the camera is really cool. I like it a lot. It has its own microphone in it. It's actually a dash cam, car cam. Okay, it costs about it'll cost me 2,000 baht, which is about 48 pounds. So that's be about $75 or something. It's a 1080p, so it's full HD, and it has night vision. If you can see on the front, it has night vision. The little dots around the outside, and it has a screen and so on the back. So, but what's cool about it is I was playing in the menu, and I found out that it has, I didn't even know when I bought it, it has motion detector in it. So I turned the looping off, so it can only play once, and it plays all the way through. But it will only play, I've turned it on so it will only play if there's motion. If there's no motion, it will turn itself off and save itself. In my little battery pack here, I had this for many years. It's only a small one. I bought it to go on a trip, and it's 8,800 watts. So if you rough scientific guess of Ohm's law in my head, that means the camera on standby should last, you know, if it's using less than an amp on standby, then it should last maybe about 9 hours. So, but then if it's, you know, if something moves and it turns itself on, then it can record. So maybe all total, maybe I can get 8 hours of recording, which is great, and it won't loop itself. So if I, you know, put it out at dusk and go out and collect it in the morning, you can say that's like what, 10 hours or something. And you know, I should, in theory, get some nice video. So I'm not thinking I'm going to get something every day, but you know, I want to put it in the woods, maybe catch some birds in the early morning. I mean, there's owls here. There's a big white owl that comes around. I haven't seen him yet this year, but quite a few times if I sit over in the woods at night in my church, if I sit over there in the night before the bugs start to eat me, he'll fly through the trees. Sometimes he'll land, sometimes he'll fly straight through. I've seen him about a dozen times since I've been here, but I haven't seen him yet this year. So the idea is, with this little tripod, it's only a tiny little thing, you know, and for what I want it for, it's perfect. It's just, so what I need to do is find a way to mount the camera on top of here, but I want to put it in a box to protect it against the elements. So if it starts to rain in the night, or somebody needs, you know, some bird or the owl decides to perch itself on, he doesn't poke a hole in the screen with his claws, you know, or talons. So I'm going to make a box for it, and then somehow mount it on top of here, right? Mount it on top of the little tripod. So there'll be a little box, and inside the box will be the camera, okay? And then maybe dangling from here will be the battery to give it a little bit more support. And that's my plan. Okay guys, it's evening now. So that's another day over. I hope everybody's doing well. What did you think of that treehouse? I really enjoyed doing that. That was fun. I had some other things I built like that, but it's I don't know why. It's just like it floats around in my noodle, and I think it just sits there, and then when I have an excuse to do it, I let it out. So I'm going to close off and wish you guys all the best. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the morning.